Hey, Goat, Lundy.
Yes.
People in the audience listening now.
Mm.
I'm going to take you on a little trip. A little bit of napalm piece theater, so, if you will, indulge me. Close your eyes. Keep them closed. Take a deep breath. Now cast your mind back to the misty, forgotten time of the 1950s.
Yes.
It is a Klan rally. There's a commotion.
Okay.
God damn it, Charles, what the fuck is that? Oh, this is Akira. I didn't ask what its fucking name was. I asked what the fuck it's doing here. Oh, don't you remember Jethro took out that foreign exchange racist program? So he went to that Hokkaido, and this is Akira from the Black Dragon Society. Oh, hi. What is happening right now? Like, you are fucking defiling our sacred fucking white bullshit we're doing here. Like, come on. Like, no, Bob, listen, it's cool. Look, Akira, do the thing I taught you. Oh, yes, ooh, I am black man. Yeah. You ain't so different from us after all. Kira, I judged you wrongly. You know what? We gotta focus on who our real enemies is. This is getting me to thinking. Maybe we should let those Thais and Irish in. It's not like in 30 years from now, like, the Japanese are gonna fucking take over half of the fucking industry in this fucking country. Meanwhile, Hard Cuts fucking, like, later that year, as Akira goes back to Japan, he's reporting to the Emperor of his covert mission to bring down the Americans. Okay, so, this is what I have discovered. We dress up as spirits and, hang black people. Also, we make a cartoons to make them gay. Because, his foster family happened to be the Crumb family, so he would see how little Robert would go into the broom closet with his mother's shoes when the rabbit would dress up like a sexy woman. And this pleases the Emperor of Japan so much he unfurls his serpentine-like body and flies up into the air and greets his mother, the sun goddess Amaterasu.
We make them gay?
Yeah. And the moral of this story is, anime makes us gay, but we're gonna watch it anyways, because what else is there to do? And
Fucking
that was
beautiful.
my bit, the foreign exchange racist.
Fucking brilliant. I love it.
That is literally how I thought of the fucking bit, by the way. I was just thinking of, like, just a Japanese man making monkey noises. And I was like, oh, there's something here.
Why? What brought that thought on?
I'm waiting to see if he's still there.
Now I'm just listening to the fucking moth that is apparently stuck in your microphone right now.
I ain't got no moth in my microphone. I got my settings turned all the way
Well, it's
down.
gone now. There's another thing I wanted to bring up before the show, but I can't remember.
That just means a certain portion of it. We're gonna have to deal with that. So.
What is going on over at your place, Goat?
Beep a bop a beep a bop a beep a bop, but the fucking microphone is shit. Beep a bop a bop bop bop.
It sounds like a specific video game, but I can't fucking put my finger on it.
Bump 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 bump.
Now it's
No, it's going like.
Is it Matt or is he lying?
It was. It's not going. It's not doing it now.
If I wanted to fuck with you, Goat, tonight, I'd be playing Animal Crossing right now.
That is true.
I finally nutted up and deleted my old island, by the way.
Playing Animal Crossing and still somehow finding a way to.
I'm not joking. Me deleting that fucking island on Animal Crossing was a harder thing to do than deleting my old Discord server. I put absolutely no thought into that one, where it's like, Okay, I'm gonna wait until Sunday to fucking do it the Lord's Day. All my little animal friends can go straight to heaven.
Goat's all quiet now.
Shut the fuck up.
He got called out on his bad microphone. He's all embarrassed and shit.
I'm not. I was testing it.
Oh, I heard a little bit.
I'm just gonna go on push to talk. Fuck this.
All right. So what do we got on the docket for tonight there, Mr. Go?
It sounds like it's doing the thing where like, okay, why don't you just go over me? I was trying to help out Go with his audio problems.
Yeah, Lundy.
All right, fuck me then.
I don't know what happened. I was
You know,
putting the microphone up.
you know what it sounds like it's doing? It sounds like it's doing that thing where like the wire is next to something that's like giving some interference or something.
If it is, I have no idea. This microphone's old and it's been stepped on like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember something I wanted to do before the show. Fucking close Steam in case that's been fucking with things. Did I ever tell you about the time I saw a fucking dude with lights out of somebody?
I didn't hear that. A dude who what?
Like like how sometimes you get like a guy and he's just got like one normal arm and then the little baby arm.
I think so. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I never met one of those people, one of those kinds of people in real life, though.
So there's like one of those guys in the town I grew up in, and we call him T-Rex, not because his baby arm, but also because he literally had a voice like a fucking rock mixer. Oh, this isn't related to this story, but I remember one of the first times I started getting high and I went to the food line that he worked at, and I was looking for fucking something. I don't remember what it was. And nobody else was around but him, and I was like, fuck, I gotta ask fucking T-Rex where the shit is. And I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, like, where's this stuff? And he's just like, and I'm just like, thanks, got it. And I just left the fucking store. But anyways, I saw that
I'm not
fucking
asking him
guy
again.
get into a fight. Yeah, I saw that guy get into a fight with another guy in the parking lot once, and he used his fucking baby arm to fucking just knock this motherfucker out.
that's my strong hand.
Well, like, at first I was like, oh, that's, like, hilarious, but then somebody told me, like, later on, it's like, no, like, his fucking, like, yeah, it looks like a little baby arm, but, like, his arm is, it basically has the same amount of fucking bone mass as like a regular person's arm, but it's just condensed down into the size of a baby arm.
So it's just like an incredibly dense bunch of bone just getting railed into someone's face.
Yeah. He literally just hit a guy with a fucking truncheon.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Oh, are we doing the letters?
A long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far away.
I can still remember when that show used to make me smile. I don't remember the rest of American.
So, Saturday Night Live, huh?
Specifically, a specific person from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, there's a lot of fuck-ups from Saturday Night Live. This does not narrow it down.
This is the biggest fuck up of all, Matt.
That still doesn't narrow it at all. There's like Shelly Tilly, there's fucking Jim Brewer.
This one I don't actually know the name to because his website got taken down. That's how you know this is a good episode.
Yeah, when all the trace of the person have been kind of snapped off of the internet except for a few scant ashes.
Yeah, so basically the what happened here is a guy was on Saturday Night Live back in the 70s for a brief moment.
Dude, this ain't Randy Quaid, is it?
No. I wish I had some of this guy's stuff saved up. I did on my old computer and it bricked, so unless I could somehow get that back at some point, I'm pretty fucked in that regard. But he was a comedian, musician, everything, really, I remember. And he was on Saturday Night Live after winning a contest, a viewer writing contest, one time back in, I think, 74, 75.
Oh, and I'm sure he did not ride that fucking thing his entire fucking career.
Well, no, Matt, he didn't do that because he didn't have a career. What he did instead was go directly to the head honcho himself and write several dozen letters to Lorne Michaels, the creator and head of Saturday Night Live.
Before you start reading this, I'm really hoping it's like Civil War era shit. Like, my dearest, fairest Lorne Michaels, it has been most troubling this season on the campaign. We've lost several good men against the Union bastards, but we will get those dogs out of our land, by God.
Lundy, go ahead.
You want me to describe the header?
Yeah. What do you see?
Do what I
when
did
you...
earlier. Paint us a mind picture.
Years ago, I appeared on the nationally televised show called Saturday Night Live. The decision to start writing letters to the show's founder, Lorne Michaels, while it coincides with the 30th anniversary of the contest, in which I was a runner-up, is more of a voyage of discovery. Sharing experience and observations with an individual in a position to make things happen creatively would have been a crucial step towards getting ahead. Yet, an individual merely serves as a focal point of the larger entity. A fundamental precept of starting anything great is that it will grow beyond yourself, while still a part of you. The collective energy evolved can take your concept to a level more likely to attract greater talent. Few have had the good fortune to ride this wave of aspiration, granting access. Granting access
It's not
to the
really
tools
Big
needed.
Bopper, it's kind of more like Southern Black Preacher.
needed to convert vision to reality. Some live with the regret of having missed that wave. Most just wet their feet, stay out of the water, or have never been to the beach. These letters are an attempt to bridge the gap between towards fulfilling potential, not just mine, but whoever else's path may be crossed along the way. However, whatever thought can be
Also,
shared.
I want to real quickly just point out something too, because I don't know the demographics of the channel. I don't know if we have any Zoomers watching this, any Gen Z, the Zygotes, as I like to refer to them as. So I want to explain something to them that they might not quite get with this fucking guy. Do you know how annoying you...
Off he goes! Off he goes into the vast realm of darkness. The void has swallowed him now. There is nothing left. Right before going into a bit about the most annoying thing that he can imagine in the moment, we lose track of Matthew. Today, we remember
Line
everything that Matthew
harassment's
once brought
fucking
us.
bad.
There we go.
Ah, shit, I was... oh, well.
We lost shit. Do you know how fucking
Wait,
annoying?
Wait, what am I fucking complaining about? All the fucking audio tracks are recorded separately, so when Goat fucking goes back to fucking deal with this, it'll be fucking fine. Fuck you, I ain't re-explaining myself to you two.
If we didn't hear it, then neither
Well,
did
then
the
it's
fucking
lost
bot.
forever.
Well, it's lost forever then.
Just like this asshole's fucking career.
This is an open call to open minds. If you feel there's a way our resources can be shared, please feel free to contact me. Thanks again for visiting my site and enjoy. So the background of this particular header appears to be on top of a wooden desk of some sort, very reminiscent of like sort of old school desks that may have once been used in schools. There is a picture
This is
of
very 90s as fuck.
There's a picture of, I'm guessing the guy and Lorne.
Those are both pictures of Lorne Michael.
Oh, when he was young and when he was old.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Underneath, we have the words timeline, autobiographic, media oriented, which is colored orange and is a very similar color to the background, like grainy wood that it's using, which makes it kind of difficult to see. In fact, a lot of these fucking colors are a little difficult to see. Alternate recipient and alternate blah 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 that I can't fucking read underneath it because it's cut off by the thing that Goat sent me.
I wonder how 90s as fuck is this website's gonna get.
Let me go back real quick. I can read it for you.
Like, are we being confronted with fucking... Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it is. Is it Fire Blue?
What can you not read from that, Lundy?
Let's see. So, here's the letter. Dear Lorne, almost 30 years ago, I was runner-up out of nearly 150,000 entries.
Why did you make him
Wasn't
Southern?
even the fucking winner?
We have two
You turned him into
Goat's
a country
complaining that
boy.
I just turned him into a fucking Civil War writer. And now Matt's complaining that he didn't win.
Yeah, he lost the contest. I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to figure out which one of these he is because I'm looking at a thing with all the people here.
Look, to quote a really great song that... Like, nobody usually hears this verse because it's not in the fucking cartoon episode that most people know it from, but... You don't win no silver. You only lose the gold.
So I'm looking for his name right now. I believe his name is Dave Lewis.
I was a runner-up out of nearly 150,000 entries in the Anyone Can Host contest. When I first heard about it, I had just returned from living in Europe, so I set a goal of sending you a certain number of postcards, each one hopefully with something witty enough on it to make it worth the postage. Lucky stamps weren't cheap back then. Although I did not send as many as originally planned. About that time, I had stopped
You
thinking
see,
about
that
it.
dastardly devil Sherman burned down my plantation last spring, so I'm a bit tight in the pocket, as it were.
I got a call from the talent coordinator, Barbara Burns, informing me I was one of the 50 finalists. After answering her questions, I thought of what I should have said and felt I made a mess of it. But a few days later, there was another call to tell me I was one of the 5 finalists, asking me how soon I could be in New York. I had some stamps left over. I was referred to as the unemployed guy from Oregon. Shaving wasn't really my thing, so I must have looked the part. Eventually, I did find a job, but at the time, I was still more student mode, just not in a formal school. Yet even before the contest, the dream had been hatched that somehow, someday, I would become a part of your writing staff. For a while, I sent in a certain quantity of
Dearest Sir
sketches.
Lorne Michaels, it has always been my greatest dream to be a dandy on the fine stage of New York City.
Only to have them either ignored or returned with a form letter stating the policy of not accepting any unsolicited material. I did once get a note from Joe Piscopo, briefly saying that for legal reasons such material could not be read, but wishing me luck. No doubt a certain protocol is in order. Over the years, who knows how this may have evolved. Wonder to what extent the composition of your creative talent pool crosses your mind. On the rare occasion I'm able to see the show, I try to stay awake to see the credits. There's sure a lot more names than in the old days. As with the postcards 30 years ago, I will try to keep sending you letters. Maybe you will get one, though.
I must ask, dear Lauren, because I refuse to work in one of those segregated environments, how many of those dozen names in the new cast credits are of the Negro persuasion?
The
By the way,
objective...
he lost to an 80-year-old woman named Miskel Spillman.
You know they just picked her because she was like old and they thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, and, like, look, she's got a great name.
There's a bit of her smoking a joint with John Belushi on SNL, apparently.
You think he tapped?
Oh, most definitely.
It's Belushi.
She's apparently the only non-celebrity to ever host the show. so he missed out on that.
She probably did a great job.
Oh yeah, aces.
Oh God, can
I'm
you
sure it's
imagine
entirely
it?
irrelevant. I'm sure her
Holy
job is
shit.
entirely irrelevant to why they never did this again.
I just realized something, right? This was in the 70s when this happened.
Yeah.
She's in her 80s. She was born in like the fucking 1890s.
She was born in 1897 and lived till 92.
God damn, I want to see this fucking episode because I'm like, oh, fuck, you know how fucking racist old people are now? Could you imagine? Wait, she lived until fucking 92?
Yeah, she
you
was
know who her
95 years
favorite-
old when she died.
You know who her favorite cast member was, Matt? Of the newer casts?
I don't know.
The last one that she publicly praised was Dana Carvey.
Makes sense. My grandma also liked Dana Carvey.
It's because of the church lady bit.
He does the funny voices. Like me.
My grandma liked him because of the HW bit.
The can of finish.
Actually, I have a
Yeah, that
picture
was
of
the
her
other
with Matt.
The objective is to establish communication. Nothing
Yeah.
I send you
Not
should
a
be
lot of
construed.
people. You gotta remember, I'm a Highlander goat. I've been around a bit.
Nothing I send you should be construed as any form of unsolicited material.
Yeah, that's a weird time when I was a floating gnome head. Look, the 80s were fucking crazy. Like, we did
was
shit like
77.
that back then. Look, when you're a Highlander, everything's the 1980s, baby.
It was a crazy time when I was a floating gnome head.
Yeah. We'd do shit like that. We'd grind up some fucking goddamn mushrooms. We'd snort that shit. Next thing you know, we're just floating around the forest being like me 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 me.
Is that what gnomes sound like?
Yes. Somebody
I never
hasn't
knew you used
seen
to
the
be a
new
red cap,
sexual
man.
lobster video. I would be the greatest red cap.
Part of
She went up to Eddie Murphy.
That's the
It
full
was
show.
like, oh, you remind me of a nice gentleman my father used to own.
anything that may resemble unsolicited material that in any way would be
They called him
coincidence and
old
unintentional.
crooked back Joe because he was whipped so horribly by the slave masters.
I read the website disclaimers. Whoever may be screening your mail may want to consider not sending this directly to the circular file. The original copies may one day be of great value. They could be auctioned off to help some charity for crazy people. It helps to think ahead. Hope to hear from you before too long.
Now that seems like a nice letter to send to somebody. Do you agree, Matt?
It could be worse. It could be, a Ted Kaczynski letter.
Now, Lundy, this is the next one. This is 3 days after September 11th, 2007. So,
Dear Lorne,
God damn it, I get excited. Oh, man.
don't worry, Matt. Don't worry. This has a little bit of sugar
on
with
the
the mess.
14th of September of 2007. Allah be praised that as a young man, I was the anyone can host contest runner-up. The beard I had at the time by now could have been long enough to trip over. I could have wrapped it around the top of my head to make a spectacular beehive taller than King Kong. I sacrificed my dignity for the sake of laughter, which has condemned me to a life of foolery.
You know what? With material like this, I'm shocked he didn't win.
So now reap from an unlikely source, and you shall sow an unexpectedly fruitful harvest on pages of wisdom come from faraway lands. While most may not want to hear another Bin Laden video, fuck. This most this most recent one has a usable theme.
What the fuck does that mean?
Just reading the transcript, the man himself has already written most of the sketch. While there
Oh my
seems to
god,
be
he's talking about actual fucking Bin Laden.
While there seems to be a more tendency to cue these letters up in a sequence as they are written, this one is being fast-tracked to the front given the timeliness of its topic. How can we win the war on terror? The word itself implies fear, fueled by hatred. The quoted dictionary definition of martyr is a person who is killed because of their religious or other beliefs. Like those Korean missionaries, for example. Yet,
Real quickly, it is really funny to me that like a guy so obsessed on like his one little moment of glory in the 70s is also like this out of touch. At least, by the standards of when this was written by like modern comedy, because like 2007, nobody was doing fucking like war on terror sketches anymore. Nobody gave a shit about the wars anymore. By 2000, that's one of the reasons Obama fucking won. We were tired of that shit.
By the way, Matt, I sent the wrong one earlier to you guys. This is Dave Lewis. He has the beard in that one.
Fuck him. Like, the way he was describing the beard, I thought it would be like a... Fuck that rinky-dink fucking pubic hair bullshit. He looks like fucking Hyde from That 70s Show if he was a fucking sex pest, which I think Hyde actually turned out to be. So,
Yeah, he is.
yeah, he just looks like fucking Hyde from fucking That 70s Show.
he reminds me a lot of Bob Ross, and I don't like that.
Ooh. You're gonna compare the great fucking Bob Ross to this fucking dick weasel?
I'm sorry, he's got the fucking fro hair and the like fucking chin strap beard. He just reminds me of Bob Ross. I'm
Fucker, it
sorry.
was the 70s. Everybody had
The
an
70s,
afro
everybody
and
looked like
fucking
Bob Ross.
facial hair. Like, Lundy would be going around like fucking... Lundy going back to the 70s would be like fucking Peter Griffin in Chinatown, except for Jackie Chan. He'd just be like, ooh, Bob Ross. Ooh, Bob Ross. Ooh, Bob Ross.
You go
I would
take
be
that
correct in doing so, goddammit. Nothing in that definition that says a martyr kills themselves, let alone others. Muslim friends have confided that some of their brethren are the most notorious hypocrites. The more this can be exposed using their own words, the better. There was an order placed at a lingerie factory in Iran for thousands of pairs of minimal one-time use Brahm Panther sets to go to their most religious city, where leaders often go on pilgrimage. The local interpretation of Islamic law allows for the marriages of a few hours. Since anyone can become a priest by simply having a conversation with Allah, any woman with the misfortune of crossing paths with them may be obliged to become the next wife, at least for the honeymoon. Every religion has its share of scandalous behavior. The radical fraction perpetuate an unfair bias to the vast majority of peace-loving Muslims, some of whom are your neighbors. Indoctrinated people kill, not the truly educated. The more hypocrisy is exposed, the sooner we can build a bridge of love. May your caravan follow the road of wisdom and peace. Dear Lord, 30 years ago, I was a runner-up on the Anyone Can Host contest. While it was so close, yet so far, somehow...
It's 3 days later, by the way. I'm sorry. I feel like I should point out.
Somehow I knew that there would be other opportunities. While it is hard to say in what way, if any, I was affected as a result of your experiment, it was a great memory. I cannot thank you enough. Before sending this letter, I got online to find your mailing address. But as it is often the case with the internet, like a supermarket, you find such much more than what you were originally looking for, such as your website. When clicking links, it just goes to the SNL site. How about adding links to certain titles to facilitate learning more about your other work? Some of the disclaimers could have been written with me in mind. Sending you sketches, while good practice, was not the right way to go. A couple years after the show, I lived in Las Vegas for about a year. I tried some stand-up comedy, but I was too green. People laughed more when I sang than when I tried to be funny. Some things need to come naturally and cannot be forced. With experience, we find that we are best suited for. Hopefully, opportunity is in alignment. Perhaps if I put more effort into becoming a comedian, that would have put me more on track to joining your writing staff. Yet everything works out the way it does for a reason, doesn't it? Maybe my impression of what the show and you stand for are unrealistic. Being not ready for prime time had a special feel for many viewers, somehow not so distant. The only point of hanging on to the past is so as to not lose touch of what made our future. Somehow,
I'm sorry. Pin in that, please. Questions. What the fuck show did he think SNL was? By his own fucking admission here, he sucks at comedy. You know, the thing that SNL is fucking about.
he seems to think, and I'm getting this from the previous letter as well, with the one with Allah and Osama bin Laden and all that shit. He seems to think the point of the show is to just make people love each other.
No! It's to make people laugh and to get fucking ad revenue for NBC.
To be fair, Matt, has it really made people laugh all that much in a good long while?
Not in a good long while, but it's still making NBC ad revenue. Which honestly is the more important fucking thing.
Somehow, I can't help but think that if you ever actually read one of my letters and like the way I think, who knows? After all, you're basically God around there, aren't you? If you felt I could do more good than harm, maybe somehow there could be a way to fit me into the picture. Just because you work at such a show need mean that you have a sense of humor. Yes, it does. But I was hoping you might anyway. Isn't delirium contagious?
I don't know, Lundy. He could be like, fuck, I can't remember his name, but the first president of Nintendo when they started making video games. Like, that guy never played any of them, but, like, he just had an eye for being like, yeah, this looks like something people would want to play.
The journey is often more fun than the destination, especially when you end up somewhere you had not originally planned. I hope to keep the ball rolling, each letter a statement, a building block, aiming beyond any stated objective. I know I can make a difference in ways bigger than either one of us. Hope you are able to have new links added to your site soon.
I'm sorry I didn't drop. I went to get a soda. I forgot to tell you. Oh shit, maybe I did drop because nobody's fucking responded.
I can hear you.
Oh no, there's Goat.
I'm sending these one at a time to Lundy. He's kind of taking a second.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just, paranoid. Again, this guy's frustrating. Like, what does he fucking think SNL was? Even in those fucking early days, it was always a fucking sketch comedy show that also had, like, a musical guest.
11th of October of 2007. Dear Lorne, some of the money I got from appearing as an Anyone Can Host finalist went to pay for my return to France. I didn't know you got paid for being runner-up. Mainly to see my future ex-wife.
Over there.
We met at a university restaurant where she was waiting outside for her boyfriend. She was totted up, her eyes with the Cleopatra/Amy Winehouse mascara. I asked her if she knew how to milk cows, thinking she would tell me to go to hell, but she didn't. I said that my money was tight, but if she wanted to take me to the movies, I would go. A few days later, we went. A few weeks later, we hitchhiked up to Sweden, took a boat to Finland, then up over the Arctic Circle to Norway, where we had a falling out and ended up returning to France separately.
Wait a second. Is this all just a fucking bit?
No.
Is this like just a shitty thing that some asshole knew, like, oh, nobody's gonna read my fucking dumb, shitty fucking blog unless I have a hook? What if I fucking have every blog post written like it's a letter to Lorne fucking Michaels?
No, there's some actual scans here, Matt. This is real. I'll show you what I mean by that in a little bit.
I'm just saying, it's just like, this guy legitimately might be the most deluded comedian this side of fucking, fuck, who's that? Dan Nyhard?
Dan Nine.
Is that, yeah, Dan Nine, the fucking 7-Eleven sushi asshole?
Answering nature's call outdoors is a nightmare, unless you enjoy being swarmed by mosquitoes. We had to buy her a beekeeper's hat to keep her face from swelling up even more. We usually slept outside. One night we spent in a sawmill. The next morning, just leaving out the door at one end as the workers were coming in the other. We were off and on for a few years. Then, after I got my company going in Seattle, I sent her a plane ticket. She did not like my beard. Shortly after the show, she mailed some razor blades from France. Before the show, I was doing the postcards. After, I was doing unsolicited material for you in short stories until the following spring. Sometimes the
Beard
ritual
literally looks like a fucking dog's ass with mange.
Sometimes the ritual was to have a bowl of coffee around midnight, maybe a good cry, and write until dawn. I wasn't too sure about having a box of razor blades so readily available.
Too bad they didn't go into your fucking arm. I'm not gonna lie, God, I hate this guy.
Why?
He might be the person I hate the most that we've ever done on this show, and I'll tell you why. Because, you know what? You know my value system. You know what I place the most value on.
Yeah, I
What
know.
is this fucker trying to pantomime as? A fucking comedian. Somebody who makes fucking jest. Who brightens this dreary fucking world with a little bit of fucking comedy.
Some people are lucky enough to fall in love with the right person and live happily ever after, while most of us either have no idea what we're getting into or don't want to spoil things with a reality check. Some of our greatest accomplishments we probably would not attempt if we had known any better at the time. She came to visit for a month, then we extended her visa, then she got pregnant. Is the rhythm method more a way to show you that you have no rhythm?
Imagining fucking Lorne Michaels reading this shit and just being like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Like, Jesus.
Is that your Lorne Michaels impression?
I mean, that is kind of Lorne Michaels. I'm trying to remember, like, the fucking one character from Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy, is based off of Lorne Michaels, the executive.
What the fuck is this guy's problem?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Goat's got it more. It's a little, you know, it's kind of like the George Lucas, but like a little more, like, not whispery.
It's just Dr. Evil. That's the whole joke with Dr. Evil.
Fuck yeah, I forgot. Dr. Evil's also based off of Lorne Michaels. Shit!
We got married, bought a house, and had 3 beautiful daughters, none of them planned. If complaining were a sport, the French would win every medal, and my ex would be the national hero. Hope you have been to one
I
of
would have won the fucking track and field. They smoke more fucking cigarettes than I fucking do.
Hope you've been one of the few lucky ones.
1 second.
What the fuck is this bullshit? Can you
What
believe
the
this,
fuck
Mini-Me?
is this bullshit?
I can't believe the
Why
shit
does
that I
this
have
guy
to put
keep
up with.
writing me
I'll be
letters?
honest. Oh fuck, that was pretty good. Shit, now I'm torn, like between yours and Goat's.
Where's Chris Farley? I need to fuck one of his chins.
I think Goat clinched it with that. Yeah, because of this guy's mere existence, like I hate doing this because this means I have to bump up a lot of the fucking losers on on the SNL tier list, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just because of this guy's existence, Rob Schneider is a little more funnier. And I hate fucking saying that. Because Rob Schneider is legitimately fucking just the equivalent, the comedy equivalent of fucking Zyklon B to the human nervous system.
On the 23rd of October, 2007. Dear Lorne, roughly a decade after I was on the Anyone Can Host contest runner-up,
Jesus
there was-
fucking Christ! We get it!
there was the Seattle Songwriter Showcase, or the SSS for short. Each artist, after singing up early in the evening, got to do 2
This just
songs.
make anything of the Krusty the Clown bit of like Krusty's comedy classics. Ugh, KKK. Oh no.
Not playing the guitar or having anyone to accompany me was not going to hold me back. In school, I played the violin. In 3rd grade, doing a solo in front of the entire elementary school helped sow the seeds of resolution. Instead of
You know what,
melting
dipshit?
down,
I've already forgotten his fucking name. Like, Joe Bob slaps shit. Here's a good fucking question for you. What have you fucking done since 1970? Who gives a shit?
well, I did get married and have 3 unplanned pregnancies.
Oh boy, fucking so did 3/4 of this fucking planet. Good for fucking you.
I traveled to Europe.
Again, holy shit, you went to the fucking old world.
I hiked to Sweden from France.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. Um, instead of melting,
I like legitimately hate this guy. Like, I'm not joking. He might be, and like, that is saying something. Because we've had legitimate fucking criminals on, like, covered on this show. I hate him more than any of them. I would rather be stuck in the Titanic death submarine with the death drone asshole than this guy any day of the fucking week.
What about Gordon Griggs?
Throw him in. He's welcome aboard.
Do Claude Man.
He can come to God. You're just making this the nightmare blunt rotation, aren't you?
instead of melting down under the nervous energy, somehow I found a way to focus that back around to my advantage and play with more feeling. How did you handle it when you were first starting, under the spotlight, ready or not? When it's showtime, does something special kick
I'm
in?
gonna focus the fucking energy of a fucking power cable into the base of this motherfucker's skull.
Creativity often comes in waves. Having an outlet can be the earthquake behind the tsunami. The last trip to Europe after Miami. It seemed that writing songs came more naturally.
What
This
the fuck does that mean? The last trip to Europe after Miami. That's not a saying. What is that?
This progression continued to Vegas, where I had some demos produced. So by this time, there was a backlog of songs that had never been heard. So I sang a cappella. Every week, something different. After a few months, I worked out a deal with Jeff Tassin, the guy running the showcase, to produce some of my songs. I took a loan out from a credit union to buy a new sequencer, a Roland S50, for his garage studio. We agreed on a price per song as payment for the equipment. While they were originally intended as demos, there was a cassette called the Collector's Edition that I sold a few hundred copies of in my store, or gave away to pretty women. Almost all of what we did turned out to be new songs written at the same time, not backlog. There was Best Of Anniversary Night that I ended up being one of the highlights of. This got on local television. People would recognize me in the supermarket.
Fuck! I just realized something, Lundy. You're kinda right. But also wrong. So, he doesn't look like Bob Ross. You know what he looks like? He looks like if you tried to make a me of Bob Ross.
Are you a Bob Ross?
No, you know, the fucking, on the Wii, like the little me's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like every fucking Bob Ross me. Because, you know, fucking, the me's, like, they got a limited amount of fucking beards and shit, and so it's like they don't exactly have the Bob Ross beard, so you gotta go with the next best thing. He's also got a weird shaped head like a me hat. Like, he's got like that weird...
I sent demos out and got a publishing deal with a record company in England, but nothing came of it. It wasn't enough to merely sing. I had to go wild with props and costumes.
Let me ask you this, fucking chuckle nuts. Did you fucking send the demo with a letter that was like, oh yeah, I was on this fucking contest like a fucking 1,000 years ago that nobody fucking remembers? I hate him. I fucking hate him. This is... oh my god, he's Matt Pat. He you know how the great Antonio is to me? This guy is that to Matt Pat, because I'm assuming he's fucking dead. I'm not assuming. I'm hoping. I'm hoping he is fucking dead.
One guy who saw me at my weekly restaurant gig said people would pay top cover and stand in line to see me in LA. But an influential group of
That
suburban
man was
snobs
the drunkest man in all of Vegas.
But an influential group of suburban snobs got me axed after leaving the owner notes calling me a Velcro leather Nazi. My lyrics morbid in stating that they did not come there to be whipped. Some people just don't get it.
What even is that? Those aren't. What is it? What? Velcro leather Nazi?
Well, some people just don't get it, Matt.
That sounds like a punk band for Down syndrome people. Hello, everybody. We are Velcro Leather Nazi, and this is our hit song, Sour Candy.
Think my act may have gone better in New York? I'm not dead yet. May the song in your
Here's
heart be a
hoping.
happy one.
Because, I mean, I'm from a further point in the timeline than you are, asshole, at this point. Don't spoil this for me, Goat. I want this to be a surprise until the end of whether or not he's still alive. I'm fired up tonight because I did that fucking rant video earlier. I got my juices going. What would a good retard surf band name be? Because I just want to do the fucking surf band shit, but with the retard voice now. Like, ooh, I got it. Floaties. The Floaties.
Dear Lorne, the next few years after appearing as the Anyone Can Host contest runner-up,
Hey, asshole, you see what I did there with those two fucking Down syndrome things? That's called a fucking joke. Anyways, I'm sorry, Lundy. I wasn't calling you the asshole. I was calling the fucking asshole you were reading.
I know,
hate
I take
him.
no offense.
Again, I hate him. I hate him. He's triggered the irrational hatred part of my brain.
You're not a big fan of Dave Lewis?
No.
I would go to Europe in the spring and summer until the money ran out. After my debut as a singing telegram messenger in Miami and subsequent return to France, I moved to Las Vegas, initially staying with my sister and her fiance, Sonny King. Sonny introduced Jerry Lewis to Dean Martin, his roommate, with whom they would have boxing matches in the hotel room and charge admission to make ends meet. Sonny had the record for the longest contract extension at the Sands, longer than Sinatra or Sammy Davis Jr. He was Jimmy Durant's partner for over 25 years. He pulled in high rollers at the peak of Las Vegas's golden years. But while there have been many talented entertainers working there today, back then was the magic time that built the Vegas aura. You wonder why some entertainers get more famous than others.
The magic that built the Vegas aura was the mob putting people into fucking Lake Mead.
This could depend on who you kiss up to or piss off. During a commercial break on The Tonight Show, Johnny asked him to make fun of his ex-wife Jacqueline, who was a former Miss France and lead dancer at the Follies Burger. Sonny refused, saying that he had no desire to malign the mother of his child. On YouTube, you can see it in a video he did called I Cried For You, with the song lyrics on her clothing and anatomy. He told me that the entertainment business is something he wouldn't wish on his worst enemy, that there were people who would steal your eyes in order to get ahead. What he was really telling me was that if I wanted to be an entertainer, I had to be willing to do so in spite of what anyone said. Did you always want to be a writer? Did you ever intend to do more as an entertainer? Ever wonder how the business got to be so top-heavy, feeding on itself? What sort of marketing synchronization comes into play when it comes to selection of your host or musical guest? Who has what to say? How can performers explain the need to perform? It's a special room inside each one of us. For some, an endless suite. Others never finding the key. Give my regards to Broadway.
Up! I feel like fucking Charlie from that episode of Always Sunny when they're arguing about what would win, a rat or a scorpion. I don't care. What are you fucking talking about? I don't get paid enough for this. I, good topic. I hate. I
Thank you.
hate him. I hate him so fucking much.
Dear Mr. Williams, is it fortuitous irony that someone of your stature and position hosts the last live emission of Saturday Night Live for a time that could turn out to be of historic significance?
Holy shit, fuck me in the ass and call me fucking Barbara. He started a fucking letter without saying X amount of years ago I did this fucking dumb fucking contest you don't remember.
Well, beforehand, you may
This
have
is him.
expressed...
By the way, sorry. This is him writing to Robin Williams about hosting SNL. He goes to a couple different people.
Well, there we go. I tried to give this guy credit, and what does he do? He fucking just takes it, fucking shoves it up his ass, and throws it right back in my fucking face. This is why I don't trust the new King of the Hill series, because every time I give something the benefit of the doubt, it just blows up in my face.
You upset
Well,
they
beforehand,
went to Robin Williams about SNL?
you may have
just imagine
expressed...
Robin Williams just be like, "Oh, what is this? This is a toilet paper. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it."
You may have expressed a degree of trepidation as to how things would go. I believe that you actually felt, as I did, that it would be the success it turned out to be. The experimental
Also,
aspect...
you can tell. I'm sorry, but like you can tell this asshole knows nothing about comedy or like working in show business at all. Because if there's one person you don't want to give your fucking ideas to, it's fucking Robin Williams. For those of you who don't know in the audience, Robin Williams, notorious joke thief. Look it up.
Yeah, no one cares about joke thieves.
I mean, it depends. Like, if people like you, they don't care. Like, this is why, like, Robin Williams and Jay Moore fucking never got fucking popped for being joke thieves, but somebody like Carlos Mencia, who nobody fucking liked, did get popped by...
Yeah, it's not about being a joke thief, really. It's just about being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
It's about being funny.
For the past 2 months, I have been writing letters to Lorne Michaels. After allowing mail-in time, I then post the letters on my site. While Lorne is the primary focus, this project has grown into something much larger.
Imagine if this asshole took this amount of energy and actually applied it to the careers that he so desperately wants to be a part of.
While the original intent was that he would have at least had a chance to read the letters before anyone else, recent complications have prompted the decision to eliminate the mail-in delay in order to give him the option of reading letters
I
online.
forget. He mentioned how old was he when he won? Well, not won. Came in. Did he even come in second place? Were there 4 runner-ups?
There were 5. He was the second runner. He was the first runner-up.
Okay, because I was wondering if it was one of those beauty pageants where it's like, oh, you're all runner-ups.
You know, he appears to be in like his 20s, whenever 20s or maybe early 30s. He was an old man by the time he started writing this blog.
I'm trying to figure out how old he was in 2007 when he was.
If it helps at all, one of the later pictures of him they used to have on his website, I can't find it anymore because it's gone, but there was a picture of him kissing his grandson on the face, so that tells you how old he was.
Was he doing some Tom Brady shit?
No, he was not. I will say he did have his eyes closed in a very odd position.
It would be greatly appreciated if you were able to, as a courtesy, tell Lorne of this change. So far, to the best of my knowledge, I have more fingers than visitors to my site. This obscurity has, in effect, amounted to de facto exclusivity. In relative infancy, with much development and evolution to follow, any popularity should come from ideas expressed rather than external hype.
Yeah, the voice Lundy did settle on is perfect for this, because this really does sound like a fucking, at times, like an old-timey Civil War letter. Just all the bullshit, flowery fucking language.
The writer's strike turns out to be an opportunity for everyone to
Oh
show
shit, topical.
to everyone to show which side of the fence they are on, yourself included. In recent correspondence, I have outlined certain tactics that many term extreme, yet with time may become a more logical course to follow. While some make statements of support, actions speak louder than words. People look to you for the truth. Yet, this can come in varying shades. Lip service is an all too frequent substitute for taking a stand. So, where do you stand? Are you a puppet or a person with conviction? At the end of your newscast, are you free to speak from your heart or must you stick to the script? We may think again about biting the hand that feeds us, once having considered where the finger has been. May your balance remain intact.
I just imagine Robert Williams reading this fucking garbage and him being like, God, I wish I had Parkinson's instead of this shit. And then somewhere, a monkey's paw just curled up. Oh shit, I can't read this. My hands are shaking too much. Ugh.
Time for the holidays.
I do probably the world's worst Robert Williams. Sounds nothing like him, and then I end it all with like, ooh. And it's like, did he even do that?
It was less and more oh,
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 ugh.
oh.
Why can't I do this? Am I like, is this how we find out I'm actually retarded? Like some fucking speech pathologist is gonna listen to this episode and be like, oh, it's like whenever like somebody like is watching somebody on the news and they see like a weird lump on them and they contact them and it's like, look, I've had that lump, it's cancer. Somebody's gonna just be like, yeah, I've been in the game for 25 years. Napalm is retarded. He's clinically retarded.
it's the classic hall test. If
I
you can't do it, you're fucking retarded.
Remember the old fucking the episode we did with the fucking old timey dudes role playing as the trappers, and
Yeah.
it's like I have been diagnosed by both a priest and a doctor as having no soul. I would love to be diagnosed by both a priest and a doctor as retarded.
Dear Lord, once, when I had my costume store, a local television reporter called shortly before Halloween to ask what the hot costume of this year was.
Sir, can you please stop sticking your dick in the pumpkins? It's upsetting the children. Thank you.
Had I been more business savvy, I would have told him that they wanted to hear, mentioning whatever character which corresponded with the best time Hollywood release, or better yet, the ones we were going to be stuck with, like those Dick Tracy yellow raincoats. But no, I tried to explain how costumes were a way of self-expression, and we hoped to offer the materials, props, and inspiration. To reward my honesty, the camera crew went to a much larger, more established competitor for that golden free publicity that would have made a difference.
So, well, allow me to
So
go
basically,
first. Oh,
he's
you go
saying
first.
like I lost a customer because I was pretentious.
Yeah. I want to point out the Dick Tracy thing real quickly again, because it shows how fucking out of touch he is. For people who don't know, Dick Tracy was a comic strip character when newspapers were actually an important thing in this fucking country. And in 1990, Warren Beatty made a movie about Dick Tracy. And this guy is talking about Dick Tracy, who by this point in 2007 has not had any cultural relevancy for over fucking a decade. I hate him. I hate. I hope he's dead. I've never hoped somebody was dead more.
For some things, the conventional logic of assuming that the most popular choice is the best may apply. Yet, when it comes to having the best choice to reveal your individuality, many end up showing their lack of it. Have you ever been to the Dunkirk Carnival?
This
Aside from
motherfucker thinks he's an individual. He thinks he has a fucking personality. His personality is, hey, I used to be cool back in the 70s, and motherfuckers are like, okay, fucking grandpa, whatever, ring me up. I'm on my fucking lunch break.
Aside from drinking and eating and more drinking, the main activity is to parade around certain neighborhoods following small brass bands and singing special songs. One year during Mardi Gras, I had gone to Venice and was disappointed. Not having the connections as in France, it was like being a tourist. There were many posers in rented costumes, so we flew up the Dunkirk just in time, and what a difference.
I wish I could fucking pose him on 2 pieces of wood like Christ.
They have balls too, the dancing kind. Yet the party is out in the street where most
Okay,
men
I
are
think
done
I
up.
am actually retarded, Lundy, because when you said balls, the dancing kind, I thought literal dancing balls instead of like an actual ball. Fuck.
I think that's mostly because of the way I said it, to be honest.
Shit. I think we know why I could do retard voice so good now.
Out in the streets where most men were done up as garish drag queens with fake eyelashes and boots, which you will need if you get into the crowd antics, unless you want to end up with purple toes. They are not into masks there
I
like
can
in
imagine.
Venice.
Nobody else got their fucking feet stepped on. It was just everybody just knew.
Like everyone was just stepping on Justice
instinctually.
guy's foot.
Yeah, it's like a fucking. It's like a rat that's been around cats too long. It's got the toxoplasmosis in it. They just know, like, oh, like, I could just be cool around cats, and the people are just like, just because of his funk, they're like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna step on his fucking toes.
Do you enjoy wearing costumes? And if so, which sort do you prefer? Do you ever go out to Halloween parties? I rarely get out anymore, but I plan to be in New York towards the end of the month, so if you have any good ones, please let me know. If someone there will be participating in the village parade, I would love to join them. It's one thing to dress up when everybody else is, but much more exciting and interesting when nobody else is. Once I did an apology singing Telegram for a couple in a very exclusive gated community that had been invited to a holiday gathering, having been told it was a costume party. So they showed up dressed as clowns while everyone else was in normal attire. Have you ever danced wearing a London Palace Guard uniform and managed to balance the tall hat? There is a magic that comes out in some people when they release their inhibitions in disguise. Too bad this is not more the rule than the exception. Trick or treat.
Like, the more, like, I hear him, the more it's just, like, clicking, where it's like, you know what this guy is? He's just like every fucking dipshit burnout from like the fucking 60s to the 70s who's like, hey man, I used to be cool, and like, you know, the problem with people is they just don't listen. Everybody's got their own story they need to fucking tell, and I finger banged a mulatto girl at Woodstock, so like I know what I'm talking about.
Now, this next one, I need to show both of you. As I mentioned,
I wish just fuck the baby boomers. God's greatest mistake.
I mentioned something to you earlier, Matt, that it became more apparent that these were actually real.
Yeah, because, like, even after saying that, this all does feel like a bit. Like, because, again, it's shitty. He even mentions that nobody fucking is even viewing this fucking shit in the first place, let alone the fucking people he's supposedly riding this garbage to.
So I just sent you that one. That one is one of the first copy scan ones that we have here. The other ones are just text on like different color backgrounds, but that one's the actual letter that he had written out or typed out.
Lorne Michaels, CO, Saturday Night Live, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10/11/2.
Way to dock some Monday.
When you really think about it, SNL has so little actual cultural impact.
Anymore.
Even back in the fucking day.
No, fuck you, Matt.
Look, here's the thing, right,
no,
Lundy?
no.
If SNL had the cultural impact people thought it would, guess what wouldn't have fucking flopped? Every fucking SNL movie, other than fucking, shit, what was the one that didn't flop? I can't remember.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Blues Brothers.
I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up, Matt, because you're just wrong.
Wayne's World.
Oh yeah, I forgot Wayne's World was, yeah, so like, you got two out of the fucking, like, okay, let's run this down. Ladies Man, Night at the Roxbury, the Pat show,
Everyone
the
knows that
Pat
one.
movie. It's Pat, the movie.
Coneheads.
Coneheads. Fucking same time, baby. Me and
Hold on.
Tommy Boy.
Coneheads was a good fucking movie. Eat shit.
You are insane.
You're fucking stupid. If you don't like the Coneheads movie, fuck off.
I'm gonna say
You know what?
Tommy.
It's Lundy being real ableist since we proved that I'm mentally retarded.
Hey, did I call you retarded? Or did I say fuck off?
I'll call him retarded so you don't have to.
Fucking Goat and I are on the same team when it comes to Coneheads.
I was gonna say Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy was a good one. Really, all
Tommy
of
Boy
Chris Farley's
wasn't a
movies.
fucking SNL movie.
Yes, it is. It's SNL Productions.
It's not. No, SNL movies are fucking the movies that are based off of sketches.
Tommy Boy was made by the same production as SNL. It was made by. Hang on, I'm looking at them now.
If we're fucking counting that, then fucking Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison fucking are SNL movies.
No, those are Sandler's production company.
No, because I'm pretty sure Sandler's production company was after those, which is why his production company is named after those two movies.
Hang on.
I think at least Billy Madison was produced by SNL. Maybe not Happy Gilmore.
SNL movies. Superstar. It's Pat.
But like, here's the thing, right?
MacGruber.
Wait. I just want to get to this point, though. Like, think about this, Lundy and Goat, right? After 9/11, what are, like, the two cultural media touchstones that people remember from that fucking... It's not a fucking SNL sketch. It's either fucking Jon Stewart fucking doing the first Daily Show after 9/11.
Actually,
or
the first
it's
SNL
fucking...
show after 9/11 was the bigger deal for a lot of people at that time.
Was it? Does anybody fucking remember anything from that?
They remember Rudy Giuliani coming out and being like, it's time for people to be able to laugh.
SNL's shit. It's always been shit.
All right. So Matt's got no arguments left, so we're going to move on. Dear Lorne, or whoever has been kind enough to take the time to read this, here is what hopefully...
I got my own channel where I could just express the truth unabated.
Here is what hopefully will be the last form of press release.
You think there are people who are unironic It's Pat fans?
I don't know.
Maybe now. Not at the time. Like, no, like...
You think Fran's crowd is going to be really into It's Pat?
I can see some people. I can see some of those shitheads being into it, yes.
I'll fucking kill myself.
Look, here's the thing. Like the Zygotes are like any other generation. Like, they love themselves a bit of irony fucking bullshit, so it wouldn't shock me if some of them have fucking rediscovered It's Pat and are like, oh, this is brilliant.
Oh, there was actually a video from, someone made a video where they showed a bunch of non-binary people It's Pat.
This is the thing. If you do It's Pat today with like an actual non-binary person playing Pat, you would have to change absolutely fucking nothing with those sketches. It's kind of shocking how well that concept has actually held up.
It's almost like it was fucking ahead of its time. God
It's
damn.
not a good concept because,
Thank you, Matt.
It's not a good concept because, again, nobody liked fucking It's Pat.
Well, you know what? Nobody likes geniuses before their time, Matt.
I mean,
A lot.
Lundy, here's a question. Who played Pat?
I don't know.
There we go. Okay, continue.
I don't know anyone's fucking names. I don't even remember who played the Coneheads. And one of them's fucking famous.
Dan Aykroyd.
Fucking Dan Aykroyd, you
Okay,
mong.
yeah. That's right. Hey, listen, that's me, okay? I don't fucking know names.
By the way, the trans people and the non-binaries hated Pat.
That's funny.
You know who Pat looks like? The lesbian from Australia that also is faking being a comedian.
Hannah Gatsby.
Yeah, I can never remember her name because she called her dumb fucking special like another name, and it's like what is this? Is this just fucking like
You
a
remember
call me by your name situation?
Go, Lundy, go.
Yeah, go.
As
Dang.
the mundane tends to come from predictable sources, greatness can appear out of nowhere. This is number 74 in a series of letters to Lorne Michaels, who produces the show.
They
He wrote,
did reboot Pat Gatsby thing. Shit, I've fucking blighted the universe with that thought. It's gonna happen now. I'm sorry, everybody. It's my fault. I did this.
I've been skipping around a little bit. He wrote about 200 letters to Lorne before he stopped in 2013.
Hopefully, because of the. Did he? Please tell me Lundy's. Okay, go. We've danced around this bullshit long enough. Did. Please tell me.
So I'm going to be real with you. I don't know, but
Good enough for me.
hold on. But last time he was posting pictures of himself, he was an old bald man. He looked fairly frail, and the reason why his website's not up anymore is because it stopped getting paid for, and no one was keeping
Look,
the
you gave me enough, goat. I'm throwing his ass into Schrodinger's fucking crypt.
Yeah, no, he's probably dead by now.
If he didn't die in 2013, COVID killed him.
I looked up his name and looked up SNL. Literally, there is nothing about him except for one thing that he links multiple times in his letters, which is a link to a transcript about the contest he was in. There's no.
Again, nobody really fucking. Like, yeah, that first fucking season of SNL was hot, but like after that, it kind of fucking stagnated for a fucking bit.
There's a shitty podcast on YouTube where they talk to people who were on SNL, and they had gotten interviews from everyone else that was on there except for him and the old lady that died.
30 years ago, I was runner-up in a contest to be a guest host. These letters posted to my website,
God, I am
DW
so
Diamond.
glad I'm not drinking anymore, because if I was drunk napalm, I'd be like, I want to do a drinking game of this. I'd be fucking dead right now.
Let's do a smoking game, Matt.
I'd be fucking dead right now. This would be the cause of the first fucking death of marijuana, because there'd be so much smoke in my fucking lungs, because this motherfucker has one fucking bit. Hey everybody, he's fucking shitty Troy McClure. Hi everybody, you might remember me from that one fucking thing I did ever.
You're not a big fan of
wish I could waterboard this motherfucker with cat piss.
It's just the fact that you said he was worse than anyone else that we've ever. There's been.
His only crime really is just not being terribly funny and kind of.
Which to me is the greatest crime.
Like, it's just. Meanwhile, we've covered rapists, we've covered, I think, murderers.
Here's the thing: they've been funny.
He has a point.
Yes, Thomas, therefore, they're automatically better people.
Thomas from Death Throne was pretty funny, not by his own point of view, but
fair, Thomas wasn't the MVP of the Death Throne shit. His friend, fucking what was it, Justin?
Jayrix.
Yeah, Jayrix, the one who was clearly fucking in love with. I just still think about him just being like, they're just flying home and just being like, so stupid, I should have fucking told him how I felt. Dumb,
The one who
ugly,
was living
stupid.
in the one who was living in a van with him, texting him at 2 a.m. saying he wanted to fuck him.
Attempts have been made to alert news sources with letters 11,
I would
24.
let Thomas watch my retarded son over this motherfucker. Yes, goat. You know what? Here's the thing. At least Thomas is going to teach my retarded son some sick-ass crowbar skills.
The response has been consistent in that there has been none. Perhaps targeting the entertainment sector as an entry point may have limited the scope of consideration. News keeps us informed, yet what may interest any given individual can vary.
Oh man, I'm just imagining Duke Claude man babysitting my retarded son now, and they just do like a retard mind meld.
Having to resort to self-promotion is even more so, while hopefully adding yet another wrinkle, like the Russian dolls one inside the other, or a gift wrapped multiple times. Getting my toe on a ladder rung at SNL would be just another twist in the journey. Merely expressing your curiosity could make a difference. The more you look into this, the better you will
Motherfucker,
understand.
you have 5 years of life left, hypothetically speaking here.
The better you will understand
like-
it can go far beyond the format of a silly TV show.
Yeah, what the f does he think this is? PBS?
Mobilizing its resources into a tool for true social enlightenment.
Yeah, goddamn, the baby boomers, and probably honestly just the 60s and 70s in general, mistakes.
Making
Maybe
people
not. We
laugh.
got some bopping music. I don't know.
Making people laugh is even better when you make them think. A hit
No, it's
song.
Yep. Yes, sir. I like my crowd to be
Yeah.
nice and brained when I'm done talking to them.
I like them to be edumacated by the end of my fucking.
Like, here's the thing, right? I think I've talked about this before. The one guy who reached out to me on YouTube who said I changed his mind on something, and I called him a fucking moron. Because if somebody like me is the fucking impetus to make you fucking change your life, other than if you look at me and you're like, shit, I need to change shit because I'm ending up like fucking napalm over there. That's a valid reason to fucking be like, to cite me as a fucking change in your life. But if like, motherfucker, I'm trying to make you laugh, not fucking think. What is this? You ain't my fucking, you ain't my retarded 30-year-old son's diaper, and I'm not your caretaker. Like, I'm not changing it.
A hit song pales in glory to a classic that evokes the mood of an era for future generations. The power to influence narrows compared to the insight to empower. Vision amounts to nothing without being shared. Not being taken seriously allows the freedom to speak out. Nobody can really tell you what to think. We must all follow our hearts, especially when we may not be too sure where it's taking us. Someday,
Recreate the manifestation scene from fucking Red Dragon with this asshole. Honestly, fuck that. I'm just gonna burn him to death. I'm not even gonna do any of the great manifestation fucking
I
crap.
just like the idea of Matt just like gluing him to the wheelchair and then like waiting for him to wake up and just being like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah, why not
Just
even
getting bored.
could have just fucking knocked on his door with a Molotov. Shit, I just
Wasted all
wasted a
of
whole
my time.
fucking day.
And a large tub of glue.
Fuck, I could have huffed that.
Maybe no, I can't huff it after he's burning to death.
Maybe.
And you got like a sitcom level scheming face on while you're like
I'm rolling him into a joint.
audience canned laughter follows.
You guys walk in and you're like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, nothing. You guys are like, that's our napalm. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It takes three to do a thing. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh fuck! Someday when civilization has
Fuck, man, I
evolved,
should have started doing fucking solo content a lot sooner. It's really re-energized me.
civilization has evolved in some ways and declined in others. What you read now may be seen in a brighter light. The time window is narrowing for each installment. If started from the beginning, to be printed.
Motherfucker, that ain't the time window of the show. That's the time window of your fucking lifespan because you wasted it right into a motherfucker who has literally never read one of these fucking letters ever.
To be printed in sequence and eventually catch up to be published in sync as new ones are posted. While securing exclusivity for your market may not yet be a priority, you may later be kicking yourself for not having
You know, it's
seized
also not
this
helping
unique
him.
opportunity. Yes?
I could actually see him speaking like this.
Think of this as a prequel going down in real time. The boundary between genius and gall can be indiscernible. Chances are nobody is going to jump on this anytime soon. And whoever does may have no guarantee it will go anywhere. If not Destiny's Path, then could still be a fast track. We all want to help make the world better. Are you a spectator or a participant? One train can hide the other.
Alright, I'm gonna sum all that up with this. Hey, Lorne Michaels, it's that asshole again. SNL should do more than comedy. The end. Signed, again, whatever my dumb fucking dipshit name is. This is how you can tell I really don't like somebody when I intentionally am just like, I'm not gonna remember this person's name. Fuck them.
Like you intend on not remembering their names.
Yeah, I am gonna like legitimately dehumanize them. It's like this thing does not have a name. This is a fucking spectral entity to me, like a goddamn poltergeist.
Dear Lorne, here's what a future interview might be like. Say an interviewer were to ask me, why did Lorne take a chance by adding you to the writing staff? You have no experience. I would respond, experience in what? Each life travels a different path. No two bags of tricks is filled with the same contents. With no track record in comedy writing, no laurels to rest on, my canvas is blank.
Also, I want to say this, right? And this is how I can objectively prove that this guy is worse than anybody else we've had on the show.
Objectively, I'm interested.
Okay, right? You've seen the movie Airplane.
Sure.
Do you know the bit in Airplane when fucking, what's his face just starts explaining his backstory and people just kill themselves?
Yes.
This guy has done that. He has because I want to do it. I'm thinking of it's like that fucking bit in Family Guy of like Peter coming down and Lois being like, "Oh, Peter, you're just in time to fucking go to our book club," and he's like, "Oh boy," and he just breaks his fucking neck.
Say what they were to ask me, well, what makes you so special? I would answer, how could anyone answer such a question objectively? That's why I wrote the letters. It was a self-discovery process.
You want to talk about objectivity? I proved you're a fucking monster. You're worse than Pol Pot, you piece of shit. How many bodies? How many people have you fucking killed with this inane fucking bullshit? You're not gonna get me. I'm fucking strong. I went into the fucking woods last summer with a fucking gun, and I came back out because of motherfuckers like you. You're the ones that need to fucking suffer, not me.
Jesus Christ, Matt. It's, channeling it in productive ways.
Yeah, let him do it.
Again, like, should have done solo content a lot sooner. re-energizing. Also,
There he is, there.
leaving D.GG is also just another albatross.
There's our boy.
The more ideas that were put into words, the more new ones were generated along the way. Say they were to ask me, is this some kind of gimmick? I would say, well, look around you. What isn't a gimmick? You call this a gimmick, it's just getting started. Have you already decided what you were going to be before meeting me? What would you like me to say? How funny something may be matters less than how funny it seems.
I know I know a good bridge between me and this asshole, right?
Mhm.
So I got an idea for a jackass sketch where I put a bunch of fucking bottles into a sack and I go to this guy's house and I knock on the door and he answers it. I just smash him as hard as I can with that fucking sack of bottles. And then I turn to the camera and I go, hey everybody, we've had a lot of fun here today on Jackass, but remember, AIDS ain't a joke.
I thought you were going to say something about recycling.
Fuck! That would have been better. Shit. Instead, I wasted it on my AIDS promo.
Say they were to ask me, how do you expect to keep up? I would say, well, I will try to stay out of the way and not slow things down. Each person works at their own pace. Having fun and staying relaxed is the best way to maintain a creative flow. However it works out, it should provide an inside perspective I hope to convey to your readers.
No, drama is the best way to fucking the creative flow. We've proven that tonight. Just agitation.
Why is Lorne giving such an opportunity to a wannabe runner-up reject loser like yourself? Well, how should I know? You want to get into his head, you're asking yourself. I have nothing to lose. If I can make a worthy contribution, it's a bonus. If not, I'm
Don't rope
toast.
me into your fucking delusions. I ain't fucking gonna start sending Lorne Michaels letters about like, hey, like, why you fucking not responded to those letters from that dipshit?
Could he
Sorry, I had
be
a burp there at
desperate?
the end.
Well, on the contrary, he can afford to take chances. That you are talking to me confirms that I have generated interest to help improve ratings, at least in the short term. If I can't deliver, I go down in flames. But if I get lucky, watch out. I'm lucky to get this far. Stay tuned. You be the judge and keep the wheels turning.
Where are you? What is your definition of far? You're
I
in
just
a
like that the entirety of this letter is just like, hey, Lorne, if you were to hire me, imagine that some dude would just like come up to me and be like, this is a stupid fucking decision on his part, don't you think? And then I'd be all pretentious to him. Wouldn't you like that?
I'm very upset by the fact that I don't have any of his music saved. I used to have a couple of those songs that he was making.
I dodged a fucking bullet there. Thank you.
It was stuff like there was a Western one that had a whistle in it, and he goes always like, I am the man of the town in the ranch side. And he's got like a whip going in the background. He's going, hi ho.
God, I hope that fucking song ends like the fucking first act in Buster Scruggs.
Only got a couple more here. One of them I want to show. This one's a little bit long. You don't have to read the full thing, but I feel like this will efficiently piss off Matt a little bit more in terms of how tedious.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So this is a double whammy one, Matt.
Fucking lay it on me, baby. I'm ready.
Dear Lorne, I wrote a letter to Bill Gates. Here's what it
Okay.
says.
You got me interested on this one.
Hold on. The exact wording is. Let me look at it real quick.
The exact wording is, here is a copy of a letter to Bill Gates.
Yeah, so he's copy pasting his letter to Bill Gates and just adding like, oh yeah, Lauren, check out what I made.
Literally like a fucking child with a fucking shit they just picked up. Mama, look what I mean. Put that down, Scooter.
No combination of words could ever express the gratitude and hope that you have inspired by choosing a path to maximize your resources to make the world better. Impatient optimists set goals only reachable in a perfect world, yet such ideals are the beacon that light the way. We were kids in the same part of town at the same time. Our paths may have even crossed. When you were discovering your first computer, I was up at Meany, honing my inner city survival skills. Which included hiding lunch money in my shoe. Did you ever swim at the
You
arboretum?
fucking dumb bitch. Like, what is one of the things they fucking take from you as soon as they fucking knock you out? Your fucking shoes. If for no other reason, just to be dicks about it.
Each society has the capacity to control the destiny for better or for worse, yet the more altruistic souls tend to be the first who are imprisoned or exterminated when ruthlessness reaps its reward.
Oh yes, all those altruistic souls in prison like Charles Manson or Scott Peterson or... Fuck, I should know more criminals, right?
David
Shit.
Peter Scully.
Well, the
Fish.
problem is you do know more criminals. You just like those criminals, so you wouldn't compare them to.
Yeah, true. It's like I'm not comparing fucking Carl Panzram to this fucking bitch. Like I'm not fucking. I'm not comparing the king of fucking hobo sodomy. Oh my god, could you imagine Carl Panzram stumbling across this fucking asshole?
I don't think anyone could have imagined in a million years that those two will cross paths. This is
But Matt has the imagination necessary.
Like
Yep.
Carl Panzram would wear this motherfucker like a gorilla suit.
Mao said that political power comes from the barrel of a gun. Consolidation is assured by silence and dissent to manipulate communication in order to control public perception. Like trying to fill a leaky bucket, no matter how abundantly good intention may flow. What percentage of funds intended to benefit the impoverished end up in the pockets of those who are not only the main part of the problem, but also a roadblock to the solution? The key to solving a puzzle is to have all the pieces in place. Curing the world's woes originates in a plane of thought where, by giving, bounty multiplies, as opposed to take whatever can be taken so that nothing can build.
There's something that makes me sad about him being dead, especially in 2013. Could you imagine how fucking sufferable the letter he would have written to Lorne Michaels after Trump got elected? I actually probably would fucking kill myself.
Politicians may say what sounds good for the moment and then fail to act accordingly unless compelled to, outlining fundamental principles, then applying them in every possible sphere of influence is the first step to shaping a better tomorrow. Once the good partner government has stated their will to cooperate, offer an administrative overhaul which implements a transparent system that leaves no room for abuse and clarifies the consequences
you know
far
what this
outweigh
is
any
like?
possible gain.
Lundy, do you remember Kuros?
Yes.
This is like his fuck. Do you ever? I don't know if you ever watched his video, because like
Never.
I would fucking watch his video because he would make me angry, and I would do videos, and people would be like, "Why are you doing this, Napalm? He's literally mentally retarded." And it's like he's a bad person. You could be mentally retarded and a bad person. But like he had this whole fucking thing about like, oh, everything should be like Starfleet and like everything should. Basically, it was like pseudo fascism with kind of like a new agey fucking kind of tinge to it, and that's like the same vibe I'm getting from this fucking crap.
Loopholes in the international banking system will allow overseas shelter for a country's revenue need to be closed. Any country providing haven for ill-gotten gain should be seen as an accomplice to the injustice these funds could redress, which should then be seized by a global authority and redistributed for common good. News is someone's interpretation of the facts. often skewed to suit an opinion. Freedom originates from the opportunity to weigh a diversity of viewpoints. Any obstruction to independent expression converts what should be a means of enlightenment.
Shut up. Can we move on to the next letter, please? It's going to keep being like this.
Beaming
we
the
can get to
internet to every corner of the planet with ongoing support to circumvent
salad.
governmental interference
Hang
would
on,
make
hang on.
anyone with a computer.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he's right, Lundy. We should do something that's less. Let's do something that's less egotistical and more just shoving his head as far up his own ass as possible.
That's
Dear
insane.
Lord, would you agree that one way or another, all of us are teachers? Anyone who communicates in doing so circulates their influence to whoever may be willing to process it, then pass it on. Some things can be taught while others just come naturally. The more we gain experience in any given field, the better place we are to help others benefit from what we have learned along the way. What pearls of wisdom would you impart to those hoping to follow in your footsteps? By the time I was finally able to get through the ongoing quagmire of getting my papers in order so that I could get a job to help provide for my children, whatever savings I had were long since depleted. After a few months of reconditioning computers for minimum wage, I was able to bluff my way into a job teaching English, replacing the teacher at a vocational training center who had
hey, look at
suddenly
that.
quit.
Oh wow, you were teaching a bunch of fucking just dregs of society how to fucking slightly be less dregs. Whoop-de-doo. You taught a dipshit how to fucking turn a wrench. You taught a motherfucker righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Bra fucking oh.
The apprentices were required to attend class for a certain number of hours, in addition to working long shifts for a paltry training wage. After years of being ground down by an education system more slanted to stratify than provide options, for the first time they had a choice whether or not to actively participate. By persuading their employer that knowing English was not essential to their job function, they could be officially excused, although they still had to be physically present in the classroom, which detracted from the already elusive attention span of the other students, oblivious to when and where the entertainment crossed over to learning. When starting with a new group, your mettle will most likely be tested, offering the chance to show you what you're made of. Often, the best way to deal with the brash one who comes forward is to allow them enough rope to trip themselves over. Nothing can help you appreciate your parents like becoming one yourself.
You know, this dipshit thought he was the cool teacher everybody liked, but everybody was just like, yo, fuck that Mr. Lewis shithead, man. I'd fucking stab him if I wouldn't go back to prison.
Both teacher and student stand to take a great step forward if able to see things from the other's perspective. Many language teachers talk too much, with the priority should be to break the shell of processing words via a single path, building confidence in a new tongue, one phrase at a time.
Hey, dipshit, you want to know why I know fucking education isn't that really valuable? Because fucking educated people built this fucking world. This shithole. The world you are fucking currently complaining about.
By dividing into small groups and adopting a game show approach, even those who had no obligation to join in looked forward to being a part of the action. Often, the occupations which most enrich the spirit are the least likely to lead to tangible wealth. Yet, of what we leave behind, the only thing that matters is the difference we made to others. Teach your children well.
All right, this next one I'm going to show to Matt before I show it to Lundy, because I want you to see what Lundy's going to have fun reading. So this is another example, Matt, of proof that he's not just typing things out on the screen. This
What the fuck am I looking at, goat? Is this a piece of furniture from Animal Crossing? What is this?
That's a letter he sent in.
What is this hungry caterpillar fucking bullshit I'm looking at?
There you go, Lundy. You get to read the roller coaster version of a letter.
Did he write this on a lily pad?
I think he wrote it on a balloon or a piece of fabric. I'm not 100% sure. It is very confusing.
Lundy is probably just like, I don't. What am I supposed to do with this?
Recently, the remark came up questioning
Hey,
what
Lundy.
planet I may be from.
I am
Yes?
shocked you could read that.
Can you read this like you're going up and down like a bunch of little hills? Recently,
The remark came up questioning what planet I may be from. Well, we've come from this far, so it seems fair enough that you finally learned the truth. This is not my only home planet. How I got here, I'm not quite sure. If I haven't found out by now, it's doubtful I ever will. While my Earthling duplicate was traveling to Europe, he may have been beamed up or had an accident.
So, not only is this written in an actual literal crazy way,
Just looking at this is hurting my brain.
Yeah. He's quite the wordsmith, isn't he?
No, I mean just looking at it being all like fucking up and down and shit like this.
Yeah, he's quite the poet.
You good now, Matt?
motherfucker, stop the truth.
Okay, what were you saying, Matt?
It doesn't matter. Fuck this guy. That was basically the gist of it.
He said not only was it written in the worst possible.
Oh, not only was it written crazily, it's a crazy nonsense too. He's an alien clone now. When did we establish that?
Most of my original recollections were nullified, then it was permeated with his brain scan in order to assume his identity. This happened shortly after, before appearing on the show. Not wanting to cause mass hysteria, I have kept this secret until now. We may not be the same species, but don't worry. In some ways, we are quite the same. Some of my best friends are humanoids. There is no way we cannot live together in peace and harmony.
Nah, motherfucker. Empire of Man.
As for when I may return to my origins, who knows? The vast undertaking of exploring
Yeah,
the
to the
universe's
Xeno.
multiple layers of administrative protocol far beyond what you could imagine.
You know what this sounds like to me, Lundy? Heresy.
They may have just forgotten about me, so I just take it a day at a time. That's all anyone can really do. They should know where to find me if they ever get around to looking. Maybe nobody
No.
knows
they're not looking
that
for
I'm
you.
missing, or maybe
They
somebody
intentionally
blew up the
left you.
planet.
They were like, we like this is how they have a perfect society. They exile the most annoying fucking ones to other planets.
All right, so Lundy,
Yeah,
what were you guys say?
I'm just saying that this makes my brain hurt.
Well, by the way, Matt, look at this beautiful background that he's using for this one. Look at how beautiful and pretty it is.
I just know it's gonna sear what little remains of my eyes I have left.
No,
Lay it on me.
it's beautiful and pretty. And if I ever wanted to see if I had any type of blindness whatsoever, I would definitely use this letter to help me out.
You may be a lot more fucking eager to click on this. Is that on an actual fucking fast food wrapper?
I don't know. It looks like he ripped off part of what's the one guy from Sid and Marty Krofft, HR Puff and stuff.
One of his fucking flaps.
Yeah, it looks like he ripped off part of his back fat. Can I show you one that you don't have to read, but I just want to show you how painful it is to look at it?
I'm already in pain looking at this fucking weird polka dot fucking cell wall bullshit.
Yeah, I'm escaping back into my happy place. I'm thinking of Akira, the fucking foreign exchange racist. Ook, ook, ooku, ooku, ooku. Lundy, are you still there? Because Goat dropped.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Man, this is.
I'm
I
not
hate
reading that
this
letter. It
episode.
hurts it actually hurts, like, physically for me to look at the fucking polka dot
Good.
bullshit.
This is one less we have to read then.
Yeah, sorry, my phone died.
So we had a conference, me and Lundy, and he can't read this one.
Oh, you couldn't even read a sentence from it.
No, it literally hurts my head to look at it. Like, I'm not even joking.
Which of the two is worse in your opinion?
The fucking polka dotted one, honestly, like, it actually fucking hurts to look at. Like, I put it on my main screen, I'm just like, fuck, it's like a searing pain.
Oh, you didn't get to see the other one. Shit. Fuck. You know what's it's either very bad or for you, maybe good timing. So currently, the Wayback Machine is down. So I can't get to any of the other archive.
Somebody either up there or down there loves us.
Alright, so that's a majority of what these letters are. There are a couple of other ones. There's one where he talked to Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen probably rolled up that letter and used it to fucking snort coke off of a hooker.
What did both of you think of Letters to Lorne?
The biggest crime that a person can commit in Matt's mind is being boring.
Actually, I thought that he was a real underrated gem, and Lauren should have probably given him a second chance.
He didn't even have a first chance. He didn't write. He was
I was
on
being
it, but he didn't
facetious
actually
there.
write anything for them. Like his thing didn't get accepted. He was a runner up.
Lundy's autism goes grrr.
No.
I wish I could fucking hit this motherfucker so hard in the head with a mallet that his fucking head shoots out of his ass.
That's not very nice, Matt.
I literally said earlier I would love to waterboard this guy with cat piss.
Matt would love to hit him exactly on top of the head with a comically sized mallet and turn him into a golden coin that he can collect.
Yeah, he'd be a fucking poison mushroom or some other useless power-up fucking frog suit. Was he always like this, or did SNL cause this?
It seems like something that he was always like. Like, he literally said that, like, when he owned a costume shop, that he fucking, like, gave a pretentious answer to a customer and lost that customer. Like,
Yeah, but that was after he did the SNL.
he's just a
thing.
pretentious person. Like, he can't write normally. He can't have a normal conversation. He has to fucking couch everything in pseudo-philosophical bullshit and be like, oh, you know, if only we all just got together and made the world
But
a
would
better
he
place
still
together.
be doing the same kind of shit, though? Like, if SNL
Maybe,
didn't
yes,
exist.
but I'm not sure if we would see it. He might
Like,
not
or
have
would he
uploaded
just
it
be
to
like-
the internet.
Every other annoying guy from his generation just talking about, like, fucking dumb feel fucking bullshit and how we all just need to listen and, you know, Woodstock was really cool, man. I wish I was there.
Letter C, the unemployed kid from Oregon. What do you have to say, David?
Well, you know, I was just thinking, chastity is a virtue that's overlooked by a lot of us.
I hardly know what to answer to that, and I don't think I will. Get back in line.
You know, like C for
Get
chastity.
back in line.